I call on the might of my allies to defeat my foes. I know better than anywhere we must go next. Follow me. A grand illusion. You're welcome.
Okay, nice. One thing you could be doing here is, after you know it is very low, you could be standing here and then just use your shields to wall off any heals that could be hitting him. He's doing a good job himself, considering the fact that there's a gigantic object in front of him for his team. But if they were any better, or he was any better, he would have gone back. So something to consider is just walling him off to any heals.
I feel like myself again.
I think it's fine, I drop down. So why do you need bubble here? Why do you think you need bubble? You're at 460 out of 650, so that is 3/4 your health that you still have. You are getting healed. The Cyclops has actually left, so he can't shoot you anymore. There is no direct cause for you to take damage from. So you can't. You're not taking damage. So I would not recommend bubbling here.
I feel like myself again.
I think using your shield here was fine. You see that Groot has touched the floor a few times, so you should know that he's trying to place walls behind you. When you play against a Groot, also a Dino, because you know those are both me, you have to make sure that you social distance. So you want to make sure that you stay out of their range. For Groot, it's that you want to stay roughly at the maximum range of his walls, so you don't get walled off. And for Dino, you want to make sure that you don't get grabbed, because this happens. So I see you move like here a few times. When you do that, or to keep track of if your Gambit can heal you. You are out of line of sight for him. You are behind a wall for him, so that's something you should be aware of and try to position in such a way that the Gambit can always see you. Because if he can't see you, then you hit critical because you can't get healed. You have a rocket, so you still got some AoE heals, but direct heals are nicer. Good attempts. Go for the walking Loki. And you're getting shot at, so I would suggest either pressuring the actual walking Loki or the Hela. I would try to do Hela, to be honest, if you're not getting any help. Just make sure to kill the Groot.
You cannot hurt me.
Okay, so Salok is using her abilities. She's using her ult. Now you have to go C and try to kill someone that's low. You have to follow up on our ult. Nice. I would be looking at the front line, the back line, because the back line is weak currently. I see a Hala. We should rather kill. Oh, what is happening? Okay. I think that if you went with your silo, okay, you could have killed these people.
I feel like myself again.
I think you should have kept your eyes on the front line. I don't think you should have been before.
Shall we, Emma?
Look, everyone's going back now, and your Widow. Nice for it. She was too far up, but when you do these kind of things, when you go pure for a 4, you can't both be feeling 44. Because when you do, you don't have a front line anymore, and then this happens, and she dies. So you want to make sure that if you see Dino go for the 4, you stay on the front line, or if you don't see Dino going for the 4, then you go for him. You can't both be doing it.
I know better than any where we must go next. Follow me.
Also, please do not. You're not going to hit him, so make sure that the enemy team cannot kill your team in the meantime. Yes. Use cover. Here's cover. You can use this as cover. Make sure that you take the least amount of damage possible in these scenarios, because you know that your team is still busy with that 4. See, now you have to use your bubble. That's not good shield because you have bubble. Okay, so we can't find 4. We're getting attacked from our back. We move to sheet. Attack them. We look at them. The first thing you should be doing is repossession. Either go here, and then you can use the jump pad for reasons unknown, or you can go to here and then you have some cover. Now you just keep standing in main and everyone can shoot you, and that's why your HP is already at 246. Now it's at 41, and then you bubble, which you should not need to yet. But because you kind of stay in this lane, like your car on the road, and you're not allowed to deviate. And because you do this, everyone can shoot you for free. You hear Rocket? That's your rocket. Now you have to look for Gambit because you heard Gambit ult. I think this is fine. You're trying to save the. I think it's fine. Now you're ulting in response to the Hana. It's almost full. You need to have a target. Are you going to shoot the Hana or are you going to shoot Gambit? That's fine. Your team just did not do much with it.
My power cannot be quelled. You are under my protection.
Nice. Push up, yes.
A mine.
Okay, so maybe a higher level ID. Dino's busy here. Dino's going to keep them there. They're not going to move past them without reason. There's also Widow supporting him. But there's two entrances on this point. So they're not stuck on a choke. They can choose. And Gambit is actually smart and dumb in two ways. He's smart because he chose the one that's not being fucking choked. He's not very smart because he's all alone. So if Dino and Widow are busy here and you know that there's people behind there, I would be going here and just shoot at them. Amid pressure, Gambit can't walk past you without reason. And you can hit these people and put pressure, and then they're kind of getting pincered, getting sandwiched, and they can't do much.
Insignificant mass. Behold the god of thunder!
Okay, so this is a bad use of bubble. You're full health, almost full health. You can see people. So the ideal thing is to either bubble the person that cannot get out. So maybe that's Gambit, maybe that's not Gambit. He can get out, it's fine. But you do not bubble and shield at the same time. That's both of your defensive cooldowns that are gone now. I would prefer if you just used your shield here. Because now you have used the bubble for a teammate, you have used the bubble for yourself, and you have used your shield. You do not have any healers, and everyone bowls you over.
My power cannot be quelled.
I spy some bad guys. Not so fast.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you don't really respect his space, and then he just grabs you and he's going to kill you. That also works. Going downwards is a disadvantage for you. This is dangerous. If you wanted, this is also a very long walk. Because essentially you have to walk all the way from here, all the way there. And with this one, you can take little shortcuts. If you need to, you just walk here, and then you drop down towards the health pack, and then you break the walls and you get out. Or you walk to your team. But you're taking a very long route currently. Not certainly a choice. Nice.
Much better.
Let's change the pace.
There, ahead. I found them.
Using this is a good cover. Thor is also one of those characters that you have to respect their personal space on. If you do not, he's going to grab you and he's going to push you into his team. That is dangerous. think you can. I mean, you can do this, but there's a couple factors going into this. You don't know if the Loki has used lamps, which is their get out jail free card. So if they do have it, then what use is your ult for? Your team is also not ready. You're trying to make a play, which is fine, but your team is not there to help you. Only your Moon Knight is. The Rocket is all the way back. The Widow is still contesting a Bucky. The Gambit is also with the Rocket, and the Dino is still on point. None of them are really ready for you to do this. So you got lamps out, but nice bubble. I would honestly suggest also working a little bit on your aim. You have done the least amount of damage in the whole lobby, and that can be fine, but you also don't really how do I explain this? They're not really scared of you. You do not really threaten them. You do not really threaten the back line. So they don't see you, and they don't think when they see you, oh my god, the mag is going to try and kill me. He's going to succeed if I don't look out. They see a mag and they think, okay, big deal. And if you can land the combos and hits and be consistent in hitting the people, they're going to be thinking, oh shit, the mag is looking at me. And you're going to be much quicker in getting out any cooldowns or getting a kill or emitting pressure so they reposition.
You are under my protection.
This is a good push. That's a good kill. You do not need the bubble here. You're getting healed. Nobody's attention is on you. You do not need the bubble. If anything, your type of priority should be the Ultron currently, because he's the only one healing the 4. And the 4 is full health, and AC9, that also works.
The current score is 0.
Groot's always
2,
with me.
3.
You'll see what I mean.
The battle starts in 5, 4,
Might
3,
And you're on Ultron now, I think. That strong person. This is you. This is nice, good looking at the Ultron. Okay, so this is better. You're using both the defensive cooldowns again at once. Either bubble or use your shield. You cannot do both. In this case I would bubble because there's also a dinosaur in your general vicinity and maybe you're going to get grabbed and that's going to be bad. So do not do both. If you use the bubble, then what use is the shield? If you shield, what use is the bubble? The bubble in this case is better because there's a dino next to you and you're going to be CC immune because of it. Ooh. You did not need to drop down here. It is dangerous. You're not on line of sight for your team.
You shall not be harmed. I'll patch you up. Those guys are about to shoot at us.
This is fine, this is great, this is good, this is good.
Rest now, my savage. Your attacks are futile.
Shield is fine here, now you need to understand how you need to get out. You want to minimize the amount of damage you take and the line of sight, and you need to go to where your team is.
Shall we?
This was fine until you moved back into full line of sight. I need you to hug corners and walls. You need to minimize the line of sight they have. See? You turn your back once and suddenly you're half HP. Your rocket has very good ults. Do not, unless you can guaranteed kill someone, do not use the push just like this. Yeah, you need to have clear reason for your push, because it's a very low. You have to reload it, and it takes a while for it to regenerate, and it's going to be much more useful if you use it in combo or for a clear reason. If you just want to do damage and you're reloading, that's not going to be useful, because now you've used it, then you've reloaded, and now you cannot use your bread and butter combo anymore. The primary push primary. And if you can't do it, then your kill potential decreases a lot on mag. I would be careful about this.
I
think it's fine if you stay on the front line here. No, you have to stay here.
You shall not.
So the bubble is not going to do anything, because your rocket is full health, he is safe, he is with his team, he's not getting shot at. The bubble is to prevent someone from dying, taking damage, or getting CC'd. Rocket is in none of those situations currently. That's a good push. You almost had him. You hear a lot of teleports, now you have to look back. You have to. I don't really see you looking back at your team, so you don't know how your team is doing, which is very dangerous, because if you don't know how your team is doing, then you also don't know which plays you can make. So I would have heard those portals. I would have gone here. I still want you to be here, by the way. I want you to use cover. And then I would have. You also ignore the rocket, so you're not punishing this man for moving past you, for disrespecting you. You hear the portals? You go here. You deny the rocket from walking into his team, with his team. That is part 1. Part 2 is, how is my team doing? Because I see that there's 2 tanks on my back line. The Moon Knight is doing something, and our Widow is looking at the Bucky. We should be able to bubble someone and kill the Bucky. Your Widow will be helping you. Your Widow's not in the right place.
Armed and dangerous! Armed and dangerous!
I'm going to assume that this is the wrong bubble, but you're flicking towards him, and that makes me think you actually want to bubble the rocket. But if you want to deny Bucky, if you want to kill Bucky, you need to make sure that your Moon Knight lives. And he dies because you don't bubble him. You should have been bubbling your Moon Knight in this case because your Bucky has a reset. So when you bubble him, the Rocket can just comfortably heal your Moon Knight, or your Gambit can heal the Moon Knight. The Bucky is not going to get his ult reset, and thus also not the overshields and the kill potential that comes with his ult. It works out in a higher ranked lobby. I would have expected everyone to be looking, either making sure that Bucky cannot get his reset, or just straight up kill Bucky. So the bubble here was fine. You got grabbed. You also have a Bucky in your face. You want to minimize the amount of damage you take. What is not right is that you walk back onto point despite dying. You should have also... Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back. Moon Knight dies. That's one. You are down one player. They are down their Ultron. But their Bucky still has ult. Your Gambit died. So now you have to think. My Moon Knight died. My Gambit has died. We are in a numbers disadvantage. We need to go back. You need to reset, retreat, regroup, and then you can fight again. Because I've seen some times where there's like a couple of people down, or not everyone's together, or they're split, and I see you go in thinking that everyone's still there. And I think that's dangerous.
The vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
My power cannot be quelled. It seems we have company.
So, you see that your Gambit and Rocket have died. The first thing that should be going through your head is, okay, my healers are staggered. They're going to be late. I need to make sure that everyone lives. And now we regroup. So you do not have healers yet.
Extermination!
Yeah, you have to make sure that you keep track of your charge and throw it. So oftentimes your DPS and even your co-tank will follow you mindlessly. They're just like little ducks. So when you saw that your supports have died, I would quite literally just back all the way back. And then just use the health pack if needed, do a little bit of poke damage if you need to. Because you do want to get your ult, and then just go back. So we want to Hulk is also alone for the majority of this. But it is not something I would encourage. I think it's a good bubble. I think you just need to let go of it very quickly. You have to get out, so many people got it. Oh, they've not died. Very bad. Good kill. Well, okay. So your next priority should be Gambit, because you've killed the Ultrons, and Ultron has ulted. That Rocket has ulted. The only one with an ult is the Gambit. That's a good bubble. This is fine. So you could be using your clone here and then try to kill Gambit. This is not the right target. Also, additionally, you keep walking. You do not respect the dinosaur, so then things like this happen. Take a point. Going back is fine.
I shall not be removed so easily.
So the mag clone is best used when you want to have a little bit of burst suddenly if you want to amplify this burst. So for example, if you use your bread and butter combo. By using it for this, by using it to fight against the Hulk, you're not really achieving anything because his health bar is so big. If you had, for example, used it, if you were on high ground, and there was only the Bucky, for example, or only the Ultron, and you would have popped your clone and then used your bread and butter combo, that would have done a lot more than using only the clone on the Hulk. Try to make sure that you understand where your shield is and why you're using it, because you have rocket ult going on, so everyone's getting over bonus health, over shield, whatever you want to call it. They're not, if they take damage, they're not going to die. So this shield is blocking damage that would have done nothing against your team. Instead, what you should have been doing is try to kill the Gambit or the rockets. You also use bubble, you're not in danger of getting hooked, of getting grabbed, of getting exiled. So you still have a lot of bonus health. The bubble is not doing anything for you. And now you get exiled. It's not good exile, but still. You're not going to kill the dinosaur. You need to be attacking the backline as your Widow is doing. So if you help your Widow, you're going to be able to give her a follow-up, and that's going to help her. You're standing out in the open. There's cover here, and there's cover here if you want a better angle on the Gambit. By standing here, well, you're behind your payload, so your Gambit can't see you. And your rocket's going to have issues healing you as well. So be careful with that. That's also why your health bar is not going up. Notice that every time you end up in the middle, your health bar is not, your health is not going up. Use your health bars a way to gauge if your team is doing alright or if you're out of line of sight, for example.
Armed and dangerous!
The Bucky. You need to kill the Bucky.
This is real firepower!
need to use cover. Cover there, and you have cover here if you need it. But your team is barely keeping you alive. That's very dangerous. Giving a bubble. Do your, what do you call them? Yeah. They're just walking past you, by the way. You're not. If you see the Bucky doing this or the Hulk doing this, you have to push them back. You have to tell them, no, you cannot pass me. You have to fight me to get to my sports. But it doesn't really happen. So the Bucky and the Hulk both think, okay, free candy, and they just body these people.
Magneto!
You need to have a target in mind when you do this. Think, okay, my supports have died. I want to make sure that we even the playing field. I'm going to ult. I'm going to get Gambit, or maybe Ultron, or Rocket. If I cannot see those, I'm going for Bucky because I know he's behind me. So you see, he's going to the right. You can maybe hit him. You can also back immediately and just hit the Bucky. You pop it in the middle. It's not going to do anything.
You shall not be harmed. Rest now, my
I think that's a good that you kill the rush speed. Good attempt at blocking heals. This is not a good bubble. Also damn, that's a 36-minute match. Your clone is also not doing much, but I've already touched upon how you should be using it. Like if you get the chance to walk past the dinosaur, if the dinosaur is dead, I would be using it, and then I'd body either the Bucky, the Ultron, or the anyone in your line of sight as a squishy. That was fine. Just relieve a little bit of pressure for your team. You need to stop going behind the cards. They can't see you. They can't do anything. You're full health. You're full health. You're full health. You're full health.
You are under my
You are now
protection.
not at full health anymore. You are almost dead. This happens every time you walk past the convoy. So, did the dinosaur need a bubble? Is there a better target for your bubble, perhaps? I would consider Jubilee to be the #1 priority for the bubble. She has the Bucky ult on top of her, and Hulk is most likely to be going for her. So you need to make sure that she lives. She is also your healer, and healers are very important. Dinosaur also has a full health bar, and is not Bucky ulted, so you need to make sure that the Jubilee lives, basically. So, you can pop your clone, and then you can use... you should be able to kill him if you wait a little bit for your bread and butter combo to be ready. Julius died. Your next priority should be to even the playing field by killing supports, or by making sure that your rocket lives. And the most important thing is that you keep living as well. So in general, I would say try to make sure that you use cover, that you don't sit in the middle lane constantly. Because you're taking a lot of damage and your team can't out heal off the damage. You need to make sure that when you position and push your enemy, the backline, you need to make sure that you stay on either side of this one. You do not want to be in the middle. Preferably you want to be on the side where your supports also can see you. So if you're standing here and your supports are standing there, they can't hit you because there's a object obstructing their view. What else? You need to make sure that you have a healthy amount of respect for the dinosaur. The dinosaur is going to grab you, and it's not going to be a fun time. Use your clone when you want to burst someone down. So you want to use your combo on Mag, the primary push primary combo. If you just use the combo, the clone randomly, it's not going to achieve much. All it's going to do is do a little bit of extra damage, and I don't think that's worth it. If you're going to use the team up like this, I think you're better off using the Scarlet Witch team up, because then you can just hammer it off cooldown and do a lot of damage with it. I would suggest doing a little bit of aim practice, just to make sure that you actually have the lethality to threaten these people, because they're not really scared of you currently. If Ultron was scared of you, he would not be staring you down constantly. So that's an issue. I think that's all for now. I wish you good luck.